Mr. Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Believe Records.
Call me the newsman. Call me Doki Doki.
My name is Wams. Mr. Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Believe Records.
Call me the newsman. Call me Doki Doki. Call me the journalist.
Marketing has evolved from primitive through outdoor and today digital. This has had great impact on sales of products and services. Now, as new marketing strategies emerge, most companies are on the proactive to lead. In the course of this program, we shall be looking at the evolution of marketing, its challenges, and the way forward. Hello, my name is Ajante Constantine, and this is 360. Welcome. If you're just joining, you're on to 360. My name is Ajante Constantine. Today we are looking at the stakes of marketing, how it is driving the business of companies, especially in Cameroon. You know, as usual, you can join us in our conversations on +237 676 335224 or on +237 655 0963. In the course of this program, we shall be looking at marketing, its impact, and the way forward. In this studio is a guest unlike never before. He is the marketing, is supposed to be the area sales manager of Global Gas in the person of Peter Ndum. Peter Ndum, you're welcome to the program, Peter.
Thank you, Constantine. I'm Ndum Peter.
Ndum Peter, just so I get it right. Yeah. You're coming to us all the way from Yaoundé. Hope your trip was
thank you. I had a good trip.
Today we are here to talk about marketing, looking at how it has evolved over the years. According to our research, it has a very important stakes in most businesses. Tell us basically what marketing is for the man on the street.
First of all, we must be able to understand the platform on which we are standing. In the course of this program, as we shall be discussing the evolution of marketing. First of all, marketing is those actions, those endeavors that companies and businesses take in order to sell their products, strictly speaking. Okay, sure. Those actions that they do, those endeavors, it may have to be or do with the price, it may have to do with the promo, all forms of promo. Those are the actions that they take in order to get their products on the marketplace.
Now that's it. It's a very basic definition of marketing. It shows that the overall objective of any marketing campaign or strategy must be felt on sales. How crucial is that?
Yes, there's a mistake people make. There's a big difference between marketing and sales. Most people think that selling is the same thing like marketing. Marketing has to do with more of promo, and sales are the action that marketing brings out. When you market a product, sales will be the results that you see on that product.
Okay, that would mean that sales, if there's a company, the sales and the marketing department must always be in touch to be able to
They must liaise together in order to achieve those results. And the end line, the bottom line in every business is profitability that they seek to achieve. Without profit, the business will not exist.
Yeah. So let's look at marketing. Seem to have the methods seem to have evolved over the years. Let's look at primitive marketing, how this all started. Historically speaking, you were talking about trade by barter and all that. It must have been very common.
Yes, that is where marketing all started. Where a situation where you have a particular commodity and you are looking for the other. In the very early days, we know of trade by barter. That is to say, people used to have a spot where they met. And then if you had a particular product, you want to exchange it for the other, primitively you will come, you keep it somewhere, go into the bush, and you are hiding. And somebody who has what you are looking for will come forth and present that stuff there, and then you come from behind and pick up. But the problems, there are a lot of problems that surround that kind of marketing, because you, first of all, don't know what quantity the person is going to put there. You don't know the quality. And so it makes it, that's what makes it very primitive, because you're just looking for who has what you are looking for, no matter the quantity, no matter the quality. And so that's the problem with that kind of primitive setup.
Okay, I'm sure people guys must be very interested in knowing how it evolved from there to maybe outdoor marketing, and how fixing of a stable price for a particular commodity. How did that all play out?
Yeah, marketing has evolved. Marketing has evolved from that primitive setup of trade by barter to a level where currencies started developing. They started developing currencies, like we know that in those days they were using cowries to purchase. But it was difficult to actually quantify before we came now to the conventional marketing, where we now have currency, a modern currency, and notes and coins, which have values, nominal values on them, which you can use to purchase a commodity according to the value of that commodity and quantity. And so coming now to this point of where we are now going digital in marketing is one of the things that, as we are discussing in the course of this program, Cameroonians must begin to understand that we have evolved and we are going now digital. Now, before I was coming on this program, I was talking with someone and told him there is going to be a time when this generation is aging out. As this generation ages out, as they are being wiped out, we are going to have a kind of generation that's going to come forth, where even taking commodities to the market may be very difficult to experience, because we are going to go on the internet, we are going to go digital, and with a text message and pictures,
I
you
think
can sell
you're
your
going to
commodity.
say that maybe 100%, because as of now, it's already working.
Yes.
People place command orders for goods and all that.
Cameroonians are beginning to embrace it. But I think that in advanced countries, they long ago, they had already been there. So we are only coming behind. And more Cameroonians still need to come on this kind of platform, because I see that in this country, there's a lot of inertia. People don't want to change. People don't want new ways. It is difficult. You come up with a promo. You are telling people, send an SMS here, you pay your bills here, and so on. It's difficult for people to grapple with that. People don't want to deal with codes. So it's difficult for people, a lot of people these days, to actually come on this platform. But from the way it's going, I think that we will get there.
Now, looking at how integral the marketing department of every establishment is concerned, and how crucial it is, where do we place it as far as administrative hierarchy is concerned for any ideal company? Where do we place the marketing department to say maybe after administration, after commercial? Is not very much of my domain. I want to look at the importance that is given to the marketing department.
Mr. Njanje, you would understand with me that the marketing and commercial department is the brain box of every company. For example, at Coastal Chris Plant Local Gas, we have a team in place that comes up and proposes to management the techniques on how we can penetrate the market, knowing that we have competitors. Though some of these competitors are in this market, especially for domestic gas, without actually caring about the safety of the consumers. So local gas, for example, has its strategies, and its main drive is to ensure environmental safety and the lives of the people who are consuming these products. So the marketing department it's incumbent on the marketing department to come up with marketing mixes to strategize and get its products in the market for consumers, for it to be available for consumers to lay hold upon. And the pricing too, very important. For example, in the gas sector, prices for domestic gas, they are homologated by the state. And so what is that thing that will cause people to prefer your product over the other? That's the work now of the marketing department.
I think if you're just joining us, you're on to 360 degrees. No calls, SMSs only. You can be putting those questions straight to our main guest of today, who is going to be giving you straight upfront answers to your questions. SMSs only, no calls. We are looking at, let's actually come closer to look at the techniques of marketing. We are in a company, for example, we have a new product we want to put in the market, or a new service. What are some of the techniques before we specifically looking at canons of a marketing plan or campaign?
For you to be able to put up a technique to market and eventually sell, I say to market and to eventually sell, because You first of all market before you get sales coming. If people are not aware, they will not buy. And so for you to actually market, you must come up with marketing mix. A marketing mix are sets of factors, a combination of components or marketing tools that you put together to improve the brand of your commodity in order to do what? To sell it. You improve the brand of your commodity in order to sell it and do what? Increase turnover. At Constant Crisp Plant Local Gas, that is what we are striving to do. Now, when you improve the brand of your product in the eyes of the people, tell them what advantages they stand to benefit from this commodity. Why should they prefer yours to the other? When you tell people this in what I call a marketing mix, those sets of rules, you may want to look at the customer, you may want to look at the cost of your commodity, the communication that you use, and the convenience. The convenience has to do with how can these people access and get this commodity.
Just so I understand, for those who are watching, if I understand you very well, it means communication, promotion, price are some of the constant elements that
they are very paramount.
I want you to be very specific about it. Communication, for example, does it take into consideration the cultural values of the people you intend to market your goods to?
Of course. You must consider what kind of people you must segment. There's market segmentation. You must segment the population and understand what kind of people you want to sell this product to. Because you can't carry a gun and you're selling to kids. You can't carry, for example, gas products and you're selling to kids. Okay? You must understand that parents, people who have come of age, above 18, they are in the right place to purchase things like domestic gas because they now run homes. They are running those homes. And so they are in the position to get these things. So you must be able to strategize and segment the market before communicating. And you must position yourself in a place where you can communicate. That's why I'm here as I'm talking to you about this conventional setup of marketing and the Glocal Gas in particular, and all the things that Glocal Gas is doing to get itself
now,
in the market.
Looking at communication outlets, there is the mainstream media, for example. There is social media that has come now.
Yes.
How are marketing departments, especially heads of marketing departments, actually handling the fast-changing technologies that are replacing mainstream media as far as communication outlets are concerned?
And Janje, that's why I began by telling you we are suffering from inertia, technological inertia. People do not want to move. Now, you notice that a few Cameroonians are coming on the digital platform to expose their products, to expose their services. And in terms of communication, that is where buyers need to meet them. You don't need to travel to the southwest from Douala in order to assess or view a commodity. But people can actually host their showrooms on the internet. You can host a showroom on the internet and display all what you have to offer. Look at some hotels. They get pictures of their rooms, the standards, and they put it on the internet. A tourist is coming to the country, he clicks on the website and sees exactly what facilities he or she stands to be receiving from that hotel, and then he chooses that hotel over the other. And so these digital platforms, they are open. It is now for Cameroonians and businesses and companies to create their domains and hang them up on the internet and for people to have access to them.
It all boils down to what I was saying. There's a contextual reality here, because I was talking to one of the leading online service marketing companies in Cameroon. I was talking to the country manager. I asked him a question: what are the difficulties they're facing in actually getting Cameroonians to market digitally? And he told me that there's a question of choice, of trust. For example, it is very difficult for someone it could be very difficult for someone in a village who, especially knowing that the internet access rate in Cameroon, it's barely over 24%, to actually trust that I could see a product or a service being advertised maybe on a Facebook page or something, and then I can actually trust, send money, pay for that, and expect it to be delivered to me. How are you considering this in your strategies to
that
to
is a challenge that digital marketers need to grapple with. They need to come up with techniques to control and contain buyers on the marketplace. Because if people do not trust each other, now we know about scamming. You send an email, you as an impostor moving in borrowed robes, telling people, I have this, I have that, posting pictures for people to have access to your pictures and then pay money. It is the challenge that the digital marketers of this age need to be able to censor, come up with techniques to understand how to deal with that. Because without this trust, even if you don't trust me, you don't trust me because I'm a human being. I can cheat you. It's possible. But in terms of sales and on this domain of digital sales, it is the challenge that the digital marketers have at hand now to grapple with, especially in this country. In Europe, it's no more of a problem because the security systems are in place. If I'm talking to you from a phone number, that number can be traced right to my home or wherever I'm going. They have even chips that they place on cars. They have even chips.
So if I understand you very, that would mean we need firm legislation to kind of guarantee trust.
Yeah, we need laws. We need laws on things like that. Those laws, if you are caught trying to defraud somebody on a digital platform, we should put laws in place for people to be prosecuted.
And just before we take these messages that are coming in, one would think that for enterprises that are investing huge sums of money and are hoping to grab a greater share of the market, you should invest more in educating the people on how to accept, first of all, the evolution of technology as far as marketing is concerned. What are you thinking about that? I'm sure Glocal will want to consider.
Of course. And as I speak to you, at Glocal Gas, we have a series of measures that management is putting in place to be able to control and have access to all Glocal Gas subscribers, all Glocal Gas consumers. We are putting in place a software which is going to be able to tell people who are using our gas, inform them of innovations, inform them about their consumption strata. We want to strategize and put people according to their consumption patterns. There are people who, for example, consume a cylinder of gas, 12.5 kilogram in a month. There are others who go in 2 weeks. Restaurants are going for the 50 kilograms of Glocal Gas cylinders because their consumption rates are higher. And so we want to put in place a kind of technique to monitor them on the field as they are doing this consumption. Now, because they are our most esteemed consumers and we hold them very high.
I think we're going to be taking these messages that are coming in. This one says, good morning, sirs. I want to ask about the issue of internet marketing not making impact in Cameroon. How can it work in Cameroon as in other countries? I'm sure you're going to be taking note of these questions. This other one says, good morning, my brother and sister. Cameroon can never become, this doesn't concern the topic of discussion for today. We are looking at marketing challenges and way forward. This one says, good morning, sirs. Can I get a down-to-earth definition of marketing and how the marketing mix should be handled? Learn to sign your messages and tell us where you're writing us from. No calls, SMSs only. Perhaps you want to answer those 3 questions before we take the first break for this week's edition of 360.
Somebody sought to know how marketing, internet digital marketing, can work in Cameroon. It's very easy. You were talking about culture. We need to go down to the roots and educate Cameroonians right from the primary level to know that it is a bad thing to defraud the other. Biblically speaking, we should also be able to teach from kindergartens that when you defraud somebody, God is not pleased with you. And so for digital marketing to actually take root in Cameroon, it's already working. It's already working, so to say. We know of digital platforms where people are buying and selling in Cameroon, in this country. Douala, Bamenda, Boya, Limbe, it's working there big time. And so digital marketing in Cameroon is going to be a success when people begin to understand that you should pay for the services or the commodity you are collecting. And do not collect money for a commodity you have not rendered. That's why I said before here that marketers in Cameroon have a big challenge to put codes and checks and balances on sales on the internet platform. That's where the solution lies.
Now, let's get very basic here. It is very convenient, especially in developed countries, for this to work. We have streets that are numbered. We have fixed addresses. How do you intend to break through all this? I'm not sure. Someone says it's very easy to locate someone in New York with more than 24 million inhabitants than to locate somebody for example.
We are going to get there, and Janje, we are going to get there. For now that our streets are not numbered, if you are in Tole, for example, you want to purchase something on a digital platform, place the command, position yourself in a place like class quarters, and then tell the person how you are dressed, the commodity is delivered to you. From there, we are going to advance, and there will be a change. When our streets begin to get numbers, the government begins to plan our towns, all these things will come in place. That's why we are looking at 2035 to be a year of emergence.
Emergence in all its forms.
Yes.
Perhaps you want to answer the second question, asking clarification to you to come back on the definition of marketing you gave at the beginning of the program, and perhaps to explain some of the canons of the marketing mix.
Now, I said that marketing is the actions and the endeavors that businesses, people who are into business, and I'm talking about production and service, even the tertiary and the quaternary industries, those endeavors, those actions that people take in order to do what? To sell their product and service, to increase or change their turnover, because we measure turnover over time. Turnover is the volume of operations, numerically speaking, quantitative, that you engage in within a year, for example. And that's why even taxation is on turnover. When they are calculating tax, they look at your turnover. And so for a marketing mix are a combination of factors. You may want to look at, I said before, if you are looking at all the 7 P's in marketing, you look at the people, the product, the price, the place, the promotion, the process, and even the physical environment where you want to sell. We know also of the 4 P's in marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. The 4 A's, the 4 C's: the customer, the cost, the convenience. All those things, if you should be able to look at your price of a commodity, look at the people, look at whether they are aware, and then you can come to the market and cause the product to be available. So you need to play on all these factors that I've enumerated. That is what is called a marketing mix. The combination of price and product, the combination of the people, the positioning, the place, all of that plays to come forth to be what we are calling a marketing mix. So if you are able to understand your mix, looking at the market segmentation and the people with whom you are working, then you get yourself on the marketplace.
We are going to be taking these other messages that are coming. This one says, lack of trust can greatly affect internet buying. Scamming has eaten up our mentalities, so face-to-face buying is preferable. It's coming from Bertrand Ba, writing to us from Kumba. Thank you very much, Bertrand, for writing to us. This one says, good morning, sir. Please, why has local gas not opened in Ekundu Titi? I'm sure you're going to be answering that question. Keep those messages coming in. This one says, good morning, I like the show. Thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in. No calls, only messages. We shall be answering those questions when we come back after this very first break. We shall be right back.
Mr. Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Believe Records.
Call me the newsman. Call me.
Before the break, we were looking at, we were answering some questions from some viewers who were asking. The first question, Peter, he wanted to understand, he's saying scamming, mistrust and all that has caused people to, especially Cameroonians in remote areas, to prefer face-to-face buying. I think companies like yours should be thinking about investing a lot in educating people about how crucial trust is in the times when digital marketing is actually gaining ground. Perhaps you want to answer that question.
And Janje, that challenge is a hot potato for marketers, especially in Cameroon and Africa at large, because people do not trust each other. We're not talking here about the black man or the race. People just don't trust each other. And he's talking about face-to-face buying being preferable. Yes, of course, but where do you meet a buyer easily? It's on a digital platform. When you go on a digital platform, like I said, that people can host their showrooms digitally. And then even the delivery now, if somebody buys, the delivery can now be done face-to-face. There are people, I know of people in Buea who go on, they advertise their shops on digital platforms, they host their showrooms, and when people are interested, they have price tags. When people are interested, they place their commands, you can travel with the commodity, you meet the person pays on the spot, and you carry. You still are on a digital platform. But I'm sure the writer from Kumba really wishes that we get to the level where Europeans are on the moment. Because you should be that you can buy from your home. Maybe from your tablet, from your Android phone, you can buy from your home. But also, the challenges are still there because the payment platform also is difficult because we are not very used to credit cards and other means of payment, PayPals and stuff.
I was going to come to that.
Yes. We are not yet exposed to those ones. So it may have to begin from there. And if you are using a credit card, marketers must understand that with a credit card, you can be tracked. You can be tracked because that credit card has been given to you or issued by a body which is legitimate. So there are tags or there are numbers, codes on credit cards. So if you are a particular user of a credit card, you must be known by the issuer of that credit card.
Some schools of thought hold that mobile wallets are becoming more preferred to even those credit cards that we're talking about, because guys can actually hack into your account, make payments, dubious payments. How are you handling that? Are you preparing to handle methods of payments? Especially
mobile wallets is what we know in Cameroon. And in Europe also, there are mobile wallets, and they go alongside credit cards. And so we have mobile wallet subscribers or providers in Cameroon today, and many Cameroonians are going for these mobile wallets because, you know, first of all, that people used to travel long distances carrying cash. But today, you can drop the money somewhere and then just go on the other end and pick the money. So we can equally develop techniques to use mobile wallets for people to do purchases. It's actually going on. Though now it's very common with mobile telephone companies. People use their mobile wallets to purchase airtime. People use their mobile wallets to make money transfer services. It is also an avenue. It's also an avenue for people to purchase commodities. And it is even very secure because these mobile wallets are pegged to your phone number. And the government came up with a number of measures to ensure that everybody using a telephone number is registered. Your ID card is kept and your image is kept. So that if there is any dubious activity, operation, relating or linked to your mobile wallet and your phone number subsequently, you can be tracked.
Peter, internet access in Cameroon is slightly higher than the general internet access in Africa, 24%, if not more. This seems to be a very key challenge. We are still looking at a market share that needs to be developed before being achieved. I'm sure Glocal is thinking about that. How would someone in the village, for example, who owns a smartphone, perhaps no internet connection, it's a market that could be developed. Are you thinking about actually going towards that in order to get a greater market share as far as this is concerned?
You agree with me that when internet services came to Cameroon, not too long ago though, there has been a remarkable improvement. Now, when mobile phones came to Cameroon, we knew of the mobile phones with antenna.
Yes.
Now, we are digital. Look at what we have.
Smartphones.
We are now smart. We have moved from the analog to the digital. And so, even the superhighway internet connection, if you move along our streets in Cameroon, you will see that the government has taken a lot of measures to improve on internet access and speed.
Okay.
Yeah. Today in Cameroon, you can actually, depending on what subscriber you have, you can actually download and watch videos. Formerly, it didn't used to be. So that's why I'm saying that we are getting there. It is slow, but we are getting there. The outcry is for all of us to to put our hands on deck and the government to come up with measures to see, because this internet is reducing the world and bringing it
to a global village
on your handset.
And so those who are watching us, perhaps they are very keen about tips of identifying fraud on the internet, because I'm sure you're going to, you should also, as part of your education.
And Janje, I have a feeling the writer from Kumba asked to know why Glocal Gas is not yet in a Kondo Titi. I think a month ago, there has been some strides that we have made in that Ekondo Titi Mundembandian area for Glocal Gas. We had more than 1,000 new users of our gas
perhaps
in Pamul.
No publicity yet for
Yes.
Glocal Gas. You surely want to explain to them your marketing techniques that
Yes.
will get your products.
Yeah, management is currently working on that. There is already a distributor that has been identified in that area. And so it's because of the kind of insecurity and the road network. The road network is a major challenge we have.
I'm
But
sure we're going to be seeing our
is-
commercial service for
Yes.
Glocal Gas to actually explain how their different branches are expanding. We were giving tips of how to build trust and actually identify a scam. For example, you want to buy gas, for example, you want to
Yes.
place an order on Facebook, or you see solar companies could come
Yes.
up on
Yes.
social media
I'm
advertising
thinking-
your product and then proposing it at a very lesser
I'm
cost,
thinking-
and don't end up providing it. What you must have
Yeah.
to do something.
I'm thinking that the mobile telephone networks in this country, which are carrying out mobile money, they should be able to develop the mobile money product to cause it to be customer friendly or more customer friendly, so that people can actually buy from an internet platforms through their mobile money. That way, I think there will be that security that our viewers are worried about, because your mobile money account is pegged to your telephone number. You agree with me?
I
It's
agree.
pegged to your telephone number. And because it's pegged to your telephone number is in turn registered in their offices with your image and your location. There is even the localization plan. The government asks people to localize themselves, register their telephone numbers. So that's why if you go, even if you look at web pages like Gmail, you cannot have a Google account. You cannot have a Google account on Gmail if you don't have a phone number. It's difficult, you can't. And so even these web designers are trying to contain, to have phone numbers for people, so that if you're carrying an operation on the internet, on the data platform, you can be traced and tracked. It's easy, sir.
Okay, so how can we identify? Someone may just show up. It could be very easy. I go and I download a logo of Glocal, for example. I create a fake website. I put contacts. I advertise your products, and then I tell somebody I could get this to you. If you pay me, you can pay an upfront payment or something. How can those watching us want to know how tips, for example, to know that okay, this is not authentic, this is a scam and all that?
We ask Cameroonians to be careful. We ask Cameroonians to be careful. Every company like Kosan Chris Plant will have our official website. And when you go to our official website, you see our phone numbers there, which are branded. You can always call to find out if, say, you are interested in a universal filling equipment. When you call us, we have a development service. We will assign you to that development officer, and you will be served. So Cameroonians should just be careful. It's not everybody who is on the internet who is actually genuine. And it's difficult to stop everybody just getting there. It's difficult.
So in other words, clients also have to take their responsibility.
Clients also have to take their responsibility on their actions. You know, you don't just pay money into an account because you are interested in a commodity. You must be able to do back screening. You must be able to screen.
People are asking, messages coming in. This one says, hello, I like your program. Good morning. How can I partner, and what is the price? We are not talking about any specific product. We are looking at the new technologies, how they are impacting marketing, especially for leading companies. This one says, good morning, guys. I love your program. Are you sure we have good security to enable internet marketing in Cameroon? I'm sure he has elaborately explained the different responsibilities of the users of social networks. the responsibility of companies that are depending on these networks to market their products, and the responsibility of the state, because at the end of the day, if we don't have legislation that can actually protect all the parties, it can be very, very detrimental. This one says, good morning. Wow, I like your program. It's Divina from Mile 4. That should be in Limbe. We are going to be taking this second break. When we come back, we shall be looking at the way forward as far as strategy is concerned with companies that want to lead as far as marketing is concerned. We shall be right back.
Swams, Mr. Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Believe Records.
Call me the newsman, call me Doki Doki, call me the journalist.
Swams, Mr. Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Believe Records.
Call me the newsman, call me Doki Doki.
Welcome back. Peter, before the break, we were looking at, we were giving tips to those how to identify a scam and to prevent internet scam for those who are using the internet to market their products and buy products. Now, I want us to focus on this. You're coming from the microfinance sector and looking at the expertise you have, especially as far as marketing is concerned. How difficult is it marketing a school fee loan, for example, from marketing gas? You are area sales manager for Glocal in Yaoundé. Tell us how different is the experience so far.
And Janje, there seem to be two sectors operating parallelly. But my passion is in sales.
Okay.
Yeah. When I finished from University of Buea, I picked some jobs, a couple of jobs in my employment history, and then I found myself in the microfinancial sector. And I think that sector is what is bringing me out to be what I am now with the Toleti Cooperative. And so you see that I have had to deal with people at all levels. I've had to deal with people who are into businesses, who bank with us, and then you have to advise them. Sometimes I even do business plans and advise them on these loans that you are talking about. People are coming for loans, to contract loans for diverse reasons. And so as a marketing or as a loans manager, you are in a position to follow these people to their businesses, actually look at what they are doing. Like in the Camp Cool network, that's what we do. You need to go out there, look at what these people are doing, design a business plan for them. Sometimes somebody may want to engage in something like a former manager used to say, we don't give loans to people who want to go and marry women. You can't take a loan to go and marry a woman, and the woman comes to your house and is unproductive. That loan is going to be delinquent. That loan will not be paid. And so my passion, like I said, has always been in sales. And this time, we were selling in the bank. We were selling currency. You know, when people get loans,
okay,
you pay back with interest. We have sold money. And this time, what I'm selling is gas. Now, I'm selling a consumable, or Glocal Gas helps people to produce direct consumables. That's what I'm selling now. And for me, this one is even easier because the commodity in question, Glocal Gas, it has an inelastic elasticity. You can't do without it. It's a commodity that you will need now, you will need tomorrow. And so this passion of mine rests in sales. I want to see people satisfied. I want to see people safe.
You seem to be bringing new impetus with your coming, with you joining Glocal. What are we going to be seeing expansion? Are we going to be seeing many more branches opening? The distribution of gas in Cameroon has been questioned over the years. We have a multiplicity of enterprises that are getting into the sector.
Yes.
The challenges are enormous. I can't be belaboring them here. What is the new impetus you're coming with as far as Glocal is concerned?
Now, people must understand that in this market for domestic gas, there are a lot of quacks. People can just get out there, pick gas bottles or gas cylinders, come into Cameroon, go to Sonora, get gas and fill, and they're selling. Gas is a dangerous product. And if you are a Cameroonian and you are interested in having domestic gas in your home, you must give a consideration highly on Glocal Gas, because we are the only domestic gas providers in this country who are licensed and with the standard gas cylinders with safety measures put in place. Most of these gas cylinders and gas bottles that you see, they have screw valves. But with Glocal Gas, we have a kind of a 21 millimeter pressure release valve, which releases pressure. If there's a fire, say maybe you are out there and you forgot to turn out your gas and then there's some kind of fire outbreak. With the Glocal Gas, it can be contained without your presence, because the pressure release valves will release, first of all, the cylinder is heated to above 70 degrees centigrade. The cylinder begins to release the pressure inside so that the gas cannot explode. So that is a strong point that we have over all the others.
I think we will have time when we'll have time to actually look at the new impetus that Glocal Gas is bringing to actually take a greater share of the domestic gas market in Cameroon. That will be on a special edition of the program when I would have talked with the commercial service of this program. Time for us to take these messages, a good number of them coming in. This one says, "Hi, I live in Buea. I bought a 12-kilogram bottle of Glocal Gas just to warm food in the morning, but it did not last 3 weeks. Is it that the bottle was not full?" It's coming from Fonge, writing to us from Buea. Perhaps you want to give a straight answer to that before we continue.
Fonge should be very careful, because make sure that your cylinder is tight. At Glocal Gas, we have the universal filling equipment. We fill the gas ourselves, and when we fill, we take the weight of this gas before it goes out. No gas goes out without the weight.
You have distributors that are independent of the company. Could it be that they maneuver sometimes?
It is not even possible to do transfer. It can be possible with the others, but with Glocal Gas, it's not possible to transfer gas from one bottle to the other, because we have this valve that will not permit you. It has a kind of spindle. That spindle, you cannot press it. It's not even permitted. It's not possible. It is only the university filling equipment, the universal filling equipment in the factory that is able to either get gas out. And we cannot do that. Surely there should be a problem, maybe a leakage. If he has a defective cylinder, maybe he'll get my contact, then we'll assign an area sales manager in Buea to check that out.
This other one says, "You people also need to put in place mechanisms to follow up fake websites to track scammers down." It's coming from Bechanba, writing to us from Kumba. This one says, "Greetings to you, sirs. The idea is a good one. Go ahead and know that revival has never come when all agree. When you start, others will follow. Appreciate and follow." It's coming from Boris, writing to us from Buda.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Boris.
Yeah, we have Glocal Gas in Buda.
This one says, "Hello, good morning. I love your program." Thank you very much. This one says, "Good morning, handsome presenter." So thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in on the numbers that are on your screen. This one says, "Good morning, please keep it up. Educate us in order to prepare us towards emergencies." Coming from Roland Ando, writing to us from Limbe. Thank you very much. No calls, messages only, please. Messages only. This one says, "The Son of Man came to lead his people to the expected end." The message is not quite clear. This one says, "Hi, this program on 360 I can hardly miss because it is so educative. Nice guest." Thank you very much. We shall be taking the rest of the messages in the last segment of the program. Peter, time for us to also focus on the implanting of Kosan Crisp plant in Cameroon. It's a name that we've not been hearing all the while. I want you to be a little specific on the different brands that they are implanting in Cameroon without being very, very elaborate on them.
Yeah, Kosan Crisp plant is a subgroup under the Makin Energy Group in Denmark. Now, if you have your tablet or your Android phone, you can Google Kosan Crisp plant and you'll see us. So Glocal Gas is only one of the products that Kosan Crisp plant is putting out on the Cameroonian market. In Europe, in Denmark, Sweden, more than 50 countries, Kosan Crisp plant is present with gas. But there, in those other places, in those countries, it's not bottled. We have a kind of piping system in those countries where we supply domestic gas to homes. But in Cameroon, Kosan Crisp plant concentrates on local gas and universal filling equipment. Our head office is in Limbe. Our head office is at Isokolo Limbe. And so we also do solar panels. And in the local gas, what you have is what we name the liquefied petroleum gas, which has two components, butane and propane. So it's more of butane and less propane. But in Europe, we have more of propane and less butane, depending on the climatic conditions.
Anyway, those technical terms may not very much be understood by those watching us. I want to understand, price has to be key here. I don't know what percentage, what share, market share you have already as far as this industry is concerned. You must be very keen about price, because it's a commodity that is indispensable to every household.
Yes, you can say
looking
that.
at the spending power of an average Cameroonian, you must want to consider price. Any difference? What are you looking at?
Yeah, but the first thing I'd like you to know in terms of pricing is that prices for hydrocarbon products in Cameroon, they are homologated. The difference now lies in the packaging. Now, we package our gas taking into consideration the safety of the users, because I told you about our pressure release valve and our regulators to regulate the quantity of gas that is sent to your burner. But most of the others do not take that into consideration. So in terms of pricing, local gas, our cylinders are highly subsidized by our mother group, the Makin Group in Denmark. That's why you see the 50 kilograms, the very large ones. If you look at this flyer that I have here, you see the 50 kilograms, which are the very large ones, which are used mostly in hotels. We give that for 86,500 francs, 86,000 for complete set. That is, we have a high pressure valve, because that one, the pressure is higher. We have a high pressure valve there, and the gas itself and the cylinder, we give it for 86,000. And then the 12.5, which is what most university students are going out for now. Because as schools will be starting, universities will be going on, most students are running now to get local gas. And so the official price is 28,500 francs. With 28,500 francs, you get a complete set, the regulator, the gas itself, and the cylinder. Then we have the 6 kg for those who are not heavy consumers for 22,650 francs. And so, Mr. Anjanje, in the weeks ahead, there are going to be some measures which we shall be coming back on this program to give our viewers. There are going to be some measures in place to get local gas into every home of Cameroon. That's the plan. The mother group has subsidized these things, and we are seeing that people should remain safe while they are cooking. All kitchens should be safe, you know.
And looking at, because I did some research about sales of gas in other African countries, Cameroon seems to have one of the most costly gas, as I'm sure you know about that. There must be a unanimous measure taken by those in the sector, and about your competitors, to actually maybe push for, I don't know if it's a legislation for this
yes,
to actually drop. Are you thinking about that? Because it's very important. You investing a lot to improve the lives of those who use gas. It's good, but some would say it's not sufficient, because we have some messages that are coming in.
What you have said is relative. What you have said is relative. If you go out there and sample opinions, you realize that somebody who purchases a local gas cylinder you will spend less having gas than going for firewood. Okay, a bundle of firewood, small bundle of firewood, will cost at least 500 francs, and it's not even able to take you to prepare lunch. But with gas, and local gas in particular, it can last you a month and more. So you see that it is cost effective to go for gas than to go for firewood, because the forest is becoming more and more depleted, and we are not doing reforestation and things like that. So
I think in subsequent editions of the program, we are going to be very specific to talk about gas, especially. Time for us to take this announcement. This announcement, those of you who have been asking about Zija will be organizing a seminar that should be in Eta Palace. That would be in Buea on Wednesday next week. Those of you who watched the program last week, you know what I'm talking about. You have asked for this seminar. It's going to be at Ita Palace Hotel in Boya next Wednesday from 3 p.m. Thank you very much, Mr. Tekuro, for informing us on that. For those of you who want to be part of that seminar, you are going to be calling the numbers that you had last week in the course of the program to get to the organizers of that seminar. And of course, wrapping up things, perhaps you want to send some word to those of viewers watching you from across the world, especially to Chris Plant. I always get it wrong.
Kosan Chris Plant.
Kosa
Global Gas.
Chris Plant. You want to say hello to those who are watching you and to tell them that you're going to be on this program subsequently for us to take an in-depth look at your operations. A time for us to take these last three messages before you conclude. This one says, good morning. I love your program. Keep on is coming from Barrister, writing to us from Kumba. Thank you very much. This one says, good morning. I still think there are still means for internet malpractice, as there are navigators which who produce multiple IP address and proxies, which makes things difficult to trace, and also the random sales of SIM cards makes identification more difficult, as one can buy as many SIM cards as he or she wishes without registering them with their IDs. So such issues should be handled. Is coming from Emmanuel, writing to us from Cuba. Very, very important. Emmanuel, thank you for writing to us. This one says, hello, I'm loving the program. It's educative. At least I know more about local gas. My regards to Ndum Peter. It's coming from Kizita. Learn to sign a message. Thank you very much, Kizita.
Hello, Kizita.
This one says, good morning to you all, and the best program ever. Keep up. Bernard is coming from Bernard Yari Yogo, writing to us from Boya. Thank you very much, Bernard, for writing to us. Too many messages coming in there. Time for you to say hello to a few persons and maybe wish them well.
Yes, I want to say a big shout out to the entire Local Gas team. I'm thinking about the GM, Dr. Fosu Michael. I'm thinking about the commercial director, Mr. John Gando. I'm thinking about Mr. Funjem Francis. They are all out there in Limbe. And the entire team in Yaoundé, in Douala here, I'm thinking about Mr. Bate. And we are saying that Local Gas is having a new technique and strategy which will be coming up in the
Local will have to beat my commercial service.
Yes, of course.
I can't wait to meet.
And the GM is watching.
I can't wait to meet officials of Local, so we get to talk how to make this operation.
And also to say that the digital platform in Cameroon is evolving. We cannot be left behind. Cameroon must advance. Before 2035, people must be able to sit in their homes and place orders on digital platform, the internet, and get those goods delivered to them.
Thank you very much, Peter, for having me. You remember on 360, you can call us on +237 676 335224. Tell us your interest. We could be having it on the next edition of 360 Degrees. My name is Ajianje Constantine. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Swams, Mr. Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Believe Records.
Call me the newsman, call me Doki Doki, call me the journalist.